Hi guys, welcome to the mix. It's time for another, again overdue, coronavirus catch-up. I think it's been another 2 weeks. I hope it's not been 3, but it's been another 2 weeks. May's been a really weird one because of the way the bank holidays have fallen. It almost seems like one's rolled straight into the other, but obviously we had Easter as well, but this is always a problem with a lot of what we do here at the mix, regardless of whether or not we can open the doors to the actual shop, because an extra day's fulfillment, an extra day taking orders when we can't actually ship them out and send them to you. This is a problem because it's we're sort of maxed out on capacity, particularly now. We have been since the beginning of this, and to do a bank holiday's worth of ones is a big draw on that. We have so many orders to get out, which is fantastic. But with 2 of those coming in such quick succession, with the one moved to the Friday and the Monday, it's made this month seem to go incredibly fast. So all that is to say, yeah, I haven't done enough of these. And if you caught the last, maybe the one before last, the Instagram post, we're trying to play catch up basically, because it would seem that there hasn't been that much new stuff in the mix through May. And I hate it when it looks like we're really quiet, because we're anything but. It's sort of one screaming stint of madness over here. But I think it's fair to say there haven't been that many new releases. And obviously a lot of our marketing, a lot of the Instagram, the various things you see on the channels, rotates around new bits we've got in. So even if we had time to promote things properly, we haven't got things to promote. I mean, we've done restocks with loads of other cool stuff, but we've been waiting for some big signature releases to come in, and coronavirus has delayed things and the rest of it. I think brands still worried about whether or not it's a good idea to actually release things too. So is, people going to miss it? Is it going to, fail to sell well because people are more distracted with the sort of horrible things going on in the world? Or as we've been finding, that people, I think, have been buying them more because they're looking for things to cheer them up, looking for things to give them a flavour of the gym when they can't go to the gym, whatever it is. We'll still see how it all pans out in the long run. But yeah, May, we're right at the end of it. I'm recording this on the 29th, I think it is, so maybe the 30th. I think we've got a couple of days left of the month, and then we get into June. And the other thing that would have been weird about May, and I know I'm doing my big roundup, catch-up thing, but yeah, it feels like there's a lot to tell you about. Aside from the fact that, obviously, coronavirus mad hair is very much in effect, and my hair looks terrible at the best of times. It's really run away with me, and I've got the motorbike out at the moment. That's the one nice thing about this nice weather, and obviously a helmet doesn't really help anyway. Yeah, I don't know what we're saying with that one. Yeah, I feel there's a need to do a catch-up. The other weird thing was that, in theory, we should have done Body Power 2 weeks ago. So that was around, what, 15th, 16th, 17th, I think, the expo at the NEC, which is still currently a hospital, even though I don't believe there are that many people in it. It's still licensed, contracted as a hospital. So, yeah, Body Power was obviously cancelled, postponed to end of October, so Halloween time. Unbelievably, despite us being booked there to turn up, we haven't heard any more about whether or not it's actually going on. It's been sounds of silence from there. So it looks like they are. The tickets are on sale and everything. So let's hope it'd be cool. It could be a good bounce back one. Obviously, if things are opening up earlier over here, then it's something people might enjoy going out to do, and we can kind of make up for lost time and a sort of big chunk of lost summer, and certainly in this particular industry, the fitness stuff, competitions and things that have been pushed back and cancelled and the rest. Anyway, right, yeah, May's gone. We're coming up on June, but there's a huge load of stuff kind of coming in the week ahead, but a load of stuff that we've had restocks and new releases in the last week or so, so stuff to take you through. So a lot of this is hot off the press. The Carb Killas you see here have literally only just launched. I mean, they haven't launched by the time you see this, but they will have done by the time I film this, they will have done by the time you see this, more or less. New outright bars been waiting for ages, 2 new ones in from the States, a whole ton of stuff from Ghost, and then I've got a smattering of a few other bits and restocks I'll take you through on my big pile of boxes there. It's still utter chaos here. The other good news from the mixer's point of view is, whilst I think some shops can open more and everything, we need to start thinking about it. Right now, there's just not the space. We can't let people come in here because it is fully warehouse. So on that, we have accelerated finding a warehouse. It's long overdue. If we're being honest, we were going to do it next year when the lease on the shop here is run out. But I think our hand has been somewhat forced by this, and yeah, it's maybe a good time to do it. So we might tentatively have found a warehouse, touch wood. So yeah, you never know, there might be videos coming from warehouses before you know it. But yeah, for right now, shop is complete chaos, and I've got boxes everywhere as tables and things. And yeah, it's fairly hideous on a day-to-day basis, and I've got to thank all my guys for actually putting up with it. But yeah, we've been making do for years, and we'll always put getting new things out and getting them out to you guys as a top priority. So yeah. And obviously safety and distancing and that where possible as well. Anyway, new stuff. This is what you tune in for, not my big long coronavirus spiel. And yeah, well, that's the survey of what we've got coming up for you, and I'll try and remember some bits right at the end. But dive straight in. Probably the biggest release to do here. It's obviously the newest one. This is the one that's going to hit this week. There's a new Carb Killa. This is always a massive, big deal in terms of the functional foods markets, functional food market, protein snacking, and the rest. The Carb Killa from years back has sort of seized it. Yeah, they are in all shops and absolutely everywhere. And, you know, I'm sure not one of you has not had Carb Killa at this point, unless you're vegetarian, in which case the selection from the range is kind of limited. But yeah, the Carb Killa bar in terms of the low sugar, 20 grams of protein, triple layer, bunch of different flavors, like they really did take it, and they still ride high in the charts. We still sell masses of these things. They still very much matter, still very much relevant, and even better, their new releases have been really, really good. So obviously we had the white choc salted peanut, which people absolutely love. Fantastic texture, real peanut, real sweetness, very nice. The dark choc raspberry, which was a vegetarian one. A little bit different, a little bit more truffly and things, but again, it's been a very popular bar. And then more recently, the choc chip salted caramel, which very, very safe bar. And I think we said on the video at the time, they were not going to fail with that one. It's almost impossible to screw that up, and everyone is going to enjoy a caramel bar, let alone a chocolate chip caramel bar. But anyway, between the combination of the chocolate chips, the genuine saltiness, the really soft center, the milky chocolate, yeah, it's a really, really nice bar. Great nutritionals. Probably the best grenade bar yet. It still remains my favorite. It's the favorite here on the team. Yeah, tons of them go out the door. That's done really well. Following the very same veins, we got very similar texture, very similar overall impact, very similar nutritionals. We have the incredibly summery and incredibly pick and mix appropriate strawberry ice cream. So you've probably seen this by now. They've been teasing it for a couple of days. We have a listing with no stock on site, but it will be live by the time you see this. So yeah, very cute, very pink, very shiny, using the latest formula they have, latest facility, the manufacturing facility to make it. So yeah, if you love their more recent bars, then, I mean, they're all going over to that slightly tweaked format. But yeah, it's kind of best of the best as far as it goes with Grenade, and we love where they're headed with these things. It's a limited edition one, so it's a sort of summer special. We've probably lost Wimbledon, so maybe there's some way to pick it back up. I think Millie might have alluded to that in the Instagram post you'll see. It's a white chocolate coated one, helping deliver the ice cream sort of vibe, the Mr. Whippy sort of vibe. And yeah, I'm just going to show you. It's everything you'd want in this, really. White chocolate, lovely, sweet strawberry. It's strawberries and cream. It's very, what did it remind me of? Yeah, strawberry mini milk. And I'm a massive, massive ice cream obsessive. And yeah, it's a very well delivered bar, I have to say. So there you go. Very shiny and pink, and we've got the bar. It's knobbly, yes, we love the nobbles. So you've got crunch in there, you've got texture on the outside, and then you've got the very soft, milky center. Go for a bite. There you go. How's that looking? Come on. With my lovely messy bite, but you've got the white chocolate, you've got a lovely pinky fondant center, you've got a kind of, you know, sweet mini milk style vanilla-y protein core. The white chocolate, it's all low sugar. I think it's 1.7 grams of sugar for this beauty. 20 grams of protein as normal. Yes. Very, very nice. I have no doubt everyone is going to adore this bar. The fact that it's a very fruity one means, yes, it's more summer appropriate. And God knows, with the kind of storm of horrible things going on in the world, the coronavirus stuff and the rest, the weather at least hasn't let us down. So I think I heard on the news we've had the driest May on record, I think, here in the UK, but it's been sunny, it's been hot, it's been lovely, it's been torturous when you can't go outside. Now you kind of can. It ain't so bad. So yeah, it's very, very appropriate for this coming out. Now, Grenade kept it quiet. We didn't know until sort of the last moment. I think they teased it on Instagram back end of last week, and then boom, suddenly 2 days later, bars are available. I'm not sure there's much more I can meaningfully add. I mean, it's kind of like strawberry chewits, but with a kind of chocolate thing going on in the background. It's lovely as a sort of milkshake vibe, lovely ice cream vibe. Great job, Grenade. You guys have still got it for sure. I think the Choc Chip Salted Caramel and now this have been the strongest bar releases of the year for me, certainly on the dairy side. And I'm sure you guys absolutely adore it, and we will get as many as we possibly can in. And yeah, I even particularly liked, for the marketing of this, they sent them out in ice cream cones, like cardboard ice cream cones, a kind of gimmick, but yeah, I'd do that if I could. That was a fantastic trick. So yeah, pink as well. Yeah, can't beat it. Anyway, These are in the mix now. They're in our grenade fully loaded bundle as per usual, along with all the other awesome flavours. And this should kick us into a very, well, hopefully June of new releases and stuff like that. And obviously the whole environment starts to get a little bit more optimistic. Yeah, it's a fantastic start. We really couldn't ask for anything better. I will finish that later. Don't you worry. Right. More food. We're going to these 2 bars here. I'm sure there's been other bits and pieces in, but again, I'm going for the big hitters because I'm trying not to make this too long. I am timing it. We're on about, what, 10.5 minutes? That's not too bad. Before we get into all the Supps, we'll do the bars here. Do I need to show you both of these? I will show you both of these. Although one's a bit of a departure from the outright MTS bar format you know and love. One isn't so much, but it's still a really nice flavour, and there's kind of cookie chunks that you need to see. Lovely packaging. I'll bring this one in. Let's do it quickly here. So, outright bars. You know outright bars. He's from Mark Loveliner of MTS fame. It's increasingly becoming an outright foods brand on its own, so he's pulling it aside. He's been doing it for a while, but they've got loads of flavours now, almost as many as Grenade. I mean, the bars just keep coming from Mark. I think he's teasing a red velvet now. There's a mint one. There's a sunflower seed one we haven't got yet. But anyway, I've been after these for a while, and obviously cookie dough, always a winner in the bars. It was going to be a winner in these, no doubt. It has real cookie dough chunks, and it's obviously these are nice, you know, real hearty, healthy bars, real food bars, minimal stomach distress, no sugar alcohols, anything like that. The protein counts tend to be a tiny bit lower than the sort of more gelatinousy type bars. Ones with collagen and stuff in, but still, yeah, 15, 16, 17 grams. These are just 15, but some of them go up to 16, 17, 18. Yeah, the banana walnut, I think, scrapes 18. And that one's got 20, so we'll come to that in a minute. Anyway, cookie dough, looks gorgeous, lovely feeling wrappers, lovely velvet lamb finish. And inside we have an abundance, as you'll see, of chocolate chips. So chocolate chip cookie dough, you have to pull off the chocolate chips. And really cool, actual cookie dough chunks. And this goes really well with the super soft, chunky, outright sort of finish in general. You know these bars, they're all very samey, if you're being unkind, because of the peanut butter base. There are almond butter ones, but it's the peanut butter that provides a signature flavour with the sweetness from the low GI, the honey that he puts in there. So it's great refueling one. It's great. Yeah, it's a whole food bar with high protein rather than a protein bar that's, you know, trying to provide some miraculous macros. This is real food. It'll leave you feeling great, and it's not like you have them. You can get stomach distress from eating lots of different protein bars if you're sensitive to it, and the high fibers can get you. Like, again, it's not high fiber, no sugar alcohols, blah 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 blah. You can read about all the outright stuff. You're either into these things or you're not, but they all taste pretty damn amazing. Anyway, cookie dough. Sorry, spiel, wholesome protein goodness, fresh soft nut butter base, no sugar alcohols. What have we got here? Let's pull this one apart for you. Super soft. You can see it's moist straight away. Sorry about use of the word moist there. Loads of choc chips, so if we can actually get some cookie dough chunks. There you go, you can kind of see it. Very, very nice. There's a cookie dough chunk right there. And you can squeeze these things. It almost falls apart like cookie dough anyway. It's so wonderfully soft. Oh. Yep, gorgeous. Just like me. Peanut butter, honey. There's rolled oats blended in here as well. They're not so chunky in these ones. It's not like the oatmeal raisin where they're big, hearty ones. But yeah, they're in there as well, so it's providing good carbs in there too. They're just way, way, way too easy to eat. It's kind of melting too. It's fantastic, fantastic. What am I going to do with this? I mean, cookie dough peanut butter, you can't go wrong. So Mark keeps pulling them out the bag. Toffee, we've got butterscotch, we've got classic chocolate chip, we've got the oatmeal raisin I mentioned, lovely cookies and cream like a Oreo style one. There's a peppermint cookies and cream that's kind of Oreos crossed with peanut butter, crossed with polo mints. That's actually one of my favourites, maybe my all-time favourite actually. It's the one I keep finding myself going to. There's vegan ones now, plant-based with pea protein, in banana walnut and choc chip. Yeah, there's sort of something for everyone here. He's ticking all the bases. But cookie dough, it's not the sweetest. I think butterscotch or toffee would probably take that. It's a hair underneath that. But in terms of the inclusions in the cookie dough, it's probably going to be one of the best combos in the range he's got, and is available in our outright bar bundle at the moment. The other one we've got is the crisp bar. Now this one, I'm going to say it merits more explanation, but you don't need me talking even more. Uh-oh. Just tripped over the microphone cable. You might have lost me then. That's probably not good. Technical disasters. Right. Outright crisp. So technically he's dubbed this double chocolate chip peanut butter. Fresh, soft nut butter base, crispy protein goodness, no sugar alcohol. So it's basically the same deal. So it's still the peanut butter, still the oats, still the inclusions and stuff, but it's the first one I think he's actually infused with cocoa. So it's a tiny bit drier as a result, but I think it's to help it all hold together more with the crispies in there. So there's protein crispies. I think they're whey isolate crispies, so it helps with the macros as well. And this one scores 20 grams of protein as a result. You are looking at, what are we on calories? 290, so it's no higher than any of the others, but it's got an extra 4 grams of protein in. So all in all, this is the most macro friendly of the outright bars, if that's maybe enough to tip you over the edge to actually trying these lovely, lovely things. So open this one up, lovely red wrapper on this. You're seeing double chocolate because it's got chocolate chips and it's got chocolate in the core. So, boom, there you go. So this is a bit more like, I suppose, the vegan one in texture, but it's the same crumbly thing. It's just a tiny bit drier, I think, down to the cocoa more than anything else. But as you can see, hopefully, we have got crispies. So all over the place, they're generously scattered there. So they don't really taste of all that much, but they do add a wonderful texture. And obviously you pick up the peanut butter as well. And Mark, in the marketing and stuff, when it first came out over in the States, we have been waiting for these a while, said it was just like a Nestle Crunch chocolate bar. I'm kind of going to disagree. I mean, it's not a million miles away. I see what you're going for, but it's actually not that... I'm still tripping over the mic. It's actually not that chocolatey. Weirdly enough, the chocolate is a bit recessive versus certainly the peanut butter and the honey, the usual kind of bold flavours you get in the outright bars. And actually, the texture, that really does sing through. And to me, the kind of honey combined with I guess, the chocolate note that is there and the crispiness actually puts me more in mind of a crunchy. So, yeah, honeycomb-esque. It's more like a Butterfinger, in fact, which is a kind of an American cinder toffee kind of honeycomb thing. If you know that chocolate bar, that's kind of more what I get in my head. Either way, Nestle Crunch, Butterfinger, or Cadbury's Crunchy, fantastic thing. You know, anything that comes across even slightly like those is something you probably want to eat. And the fact it's high protein, the highest protein of the outright bars at 20 grams. Yeah, a bit biscuity. It is drier, but not in any way a sort of problem. It's just, the other ones tend to be so moist because I guess the peanut butter and the honey, this has just got some drier ingredients in it. But hey, some of you might even enjoy that. I think, I do love the crunch. We do love, it's the same as with the grenade bars with the knobbly bits on the outside. It's really nice to have bars with that little bit of extra texture. And even Mark's cookies and cream and peppermint cookies and cream, and even the banana walnut, to be honest, because it's got the walnuts in, it's got banana chips in it. It's nice to have that crunch versus things like the topping, the butterscotch, where it's basically just, boom, peanut butter. Very soft, very wonderful, but I do like that crunch. Anyway, that's in the mix as well, and the bundle. It's all the same price. Everything else, so jump on there. There's ridiculous flavours. Even I can't recount the amount of flavours that we've got on there at the moment. And it's great to finally get these ones in. It was a bit of a fight doing the import, but hopefully we're back and rolling again. I should say on restocks with MTS, we have managed to wrestle back in some of the £2 tubs. So they're the most popular ones. Red Velvet we have, gourmet cookies and cream, ice cream sandwich, regular chocolate, and I think we've still got some strawberry cheesecake, and maybe like banana, I think maybe we've got banana. There's a few other flavours on site, so we're not doing too badly. I'm trying to get some of the big tubs back in as well, and I'm trying to get some of the new flavours. So watch this space. I might as well finish that, right? It's not a great one for my physique at the moment. I could try and pretend it's, you know, mass, but given the fact that I'm barely managing to lift any weights because A, I haven't got any, and B, I haven't got the time, it's not done wonders for my physique, and now I'm coming up on 35. It's not as easy as it once was. Thing is, I'm kind of eating to keep going, and of course, drinking energy drinks, and yeah, it's taking its toll. So I'm sure, I know a lot of you guys are doing a great job working out in your gardens and being disciplined and dedicated and everything. I'm just really struggling with that, to be honest. So I'm doing some body weight stuff and I'm going running, but it isn't enough. I'm going to have to make up for this back end of the year for sure. But on that, it sounds like they might actually be able to open gyms more like kind of July than August. I think I've heard some positive whispering there. So yeah, that would be amazing. But we will see. We will see. I mean, as I say, yes, there is a generally more optimistic tone about everything at the moment. And looking at the high street outside, it actually looks quieter, but I think that's probably because the weather's so nice, people have found much better things to do, including going to parks, sitting in the garden, going on little adventures, maybe to the sea. Obviously, socially distancing and being responsible and all that, but yeah, there's no point coming to high streets and going shopping when most of the shops are closed anyway, right? It's just me here. We did have some of the team in packing boxes earlier, but yeah, fortunately they managed to escape around about lunchtime, so it's just me to kind of see things through. We're fulfilling through the weekends at the moment, just to make sure we get everything out on the Monday, because there are that many orders, we just wouldn't do it. And still, to this point, we have not failed one single delivery. We've had a few late couriers and things, but we haven't failed to get a box we promised to get out on time out. If you see, so I'm quite proud of that, because it's been a real challenge, and sometimes we're doing double, triple what we would do in a day, so it really has been quite amazing. I can't thank the guys enough, and obviously you guys for ordering, of course. Right, okay. That's food's done. You definitely don't need to see me eating anymore. You see what I'm drinking, of course. 3D is back, and it's coming back in full force very, very soon. In fact, this week we should have, so what's that, from the 2nd, from the 3rd of June, we should have the full range of original flavours back. We've got blue on site right now, that's the big hitter. We've got white, the classic, the OG. We have got just a few purple, but we have got coming back in orange, red, and green. So green being sort of citrus limey thing. We've got red, which is cherry fruit punch, and we've got what did I just say? Orange, which is unsurprisingly orange. And then in about 5 weeks time, 6 weeks time, we should have some of the new flavors start to hit. So there's the pink cotton candy style one. There's the Independence Pop or Freedom Ice Pop or whatever they're calling it, the striped can, that is coming to the UK at last. And the chrome one. So yeah, all of these are coming in, and there are even more down the line. I don't think have been launched yet, but I know a couple are coming. So that's be really cool. Energy drinks still incredibly popular over here. Like Nocco just is still surging ahead. And on Nocco, actually, we have 4-pack. I've got none to hand. We have Tropical and Caribbean in these cellophaned, artworked 4-can wrappers, which are very cute. You might have seen these in Asda. Basically, Asda, I don't think, are carrying them anymore, so we took them. So we've got loads of these, so don't be surprised if you order a tray of Caribbean or Tropical in your order and you get a multi-pack full of individually packed 4-packs, or individual 4-pack packs to make up your 24. Bit confusing, and it's confused the hell out of our system, but you can also buy them. You see them on site and are just arrived, along with loads of other stuff that you can buy the 4-packs. I think it's $6.99 for 4, but if you buy 2, 3, there's quick bulk discount. So actually, it can work out pretty cheap that way if you get a load of them. But yeah, they super cute, good. They're perfect size for the fridge. And Caribbean in particular is a very popular flavour. So Tropical, not quite so much, but yeah, either way, they're on site at the moment in the just arrived as well. Yeah, but 3D, that's coming back. That's coming back in force, so we'll make a bigger song and dance this week. So I'm going to use the 3D to segue over to a complementary brand, because we've gone from Christian Guzman's brand to Ghost, the brand of which Christian Guzman is an ambassador. Perhaps I think he was the first ambassador, the first influencer. Anyway, Ghost. Woo! We have been super busy with Ghost this week. I mean, it's great because it has been a bit of a hiatus, as they've had to change how they move stock to the EU. So they haven't been able to share any wholesale with me or any of the other kind of Ghost retailers in the UK for a very, very long time. It has come back in now. We've managed to wrestle nearly everything we wanted in, along with some brand new SKUs. So we're finally getting some of these big launches from the States, and yeah, there's more stuff on the horizon as well very soon. Some very exciting ones, a new way. Yeah, it's really, really cool. Just wait and see. Right now, the big hitter, maybe we'll do it in chronological order. We'll go with the big tub here. I'll grab my spare. We've got a new vegan protein. This is chocolate cereal milk. Again, bring it in. Thank you, Ghost. Chocolate cereal milk. gorgeous as ever. Now, this is the 4th flavour in their very, very popular, surprisingly popular vegan range. So when they wanted to break into this category, they did a fantastic job with doing it. It's a fairly novel tri-source protein blend. There's like watermelon seed protein in here and stuff. Not that it really matters, it still blends up just fine, and it seems to give it quite a nice kind of naturally biscuity tone. So I mean, obviously in texture it's a little bit coarser than whey, but not in any way that should bother you. And because of their flavouring systems and the sweetness of it, combined with that kind of slightly thicker texture, the coarser texture, actually gives a very biscuity note. So we've said before with their pancake batter and the banana pancake batter that it does actually come across like batter, like something you'd make up, so well, cookies with perhaps. But yeah, it has a very biscuity thing. It's a comment we get coming back a lot on these. Well, they've really, really nailed it with that one. They've really run with it with the chocolate cereal milk here, instantly on the team. All drunk it, it tastes like blended chocolate digestives. It genuinely does. So it's got that kind of, I don't know, it's sort of wheaty, biscuity, kind of oaty, kind of digestive undertone to it. Not hobnob, definitely more digestive, but like the kind of, natural home-style biscuity bake sort of texture and flavour to it, and obviously the sweetness that's inherent in these things in all those products. And then the chocolatey note on top, which again, cocoa, very smooth, very nicely done, nothing inherently vegan about it. And indeed, I think one of the coolest things is, if anyone asks me the question, I mean, we've obviously, Awesome Supps is our vegan bestseller. The chocolate salted caramel they make has been for a while, but it's a very distinctive flavour. It's a very bold flavour. And I know some people say, oh, I want something I can mix with fruit, I want something I can do this, I want to do that. And it's so strong, it kind of does its own thing, and that's all it does. So they have a vanilla, but that one isn't quite as popular. They actually have another flavour coming. But yeah, the chocolate salted caramel from Awesome Supps is a winner. This one, as a chocolate one, chocolate is always a bestseller in vegan products, is always a safe choice. And I think this one is even more accessible. So if you are new to vegan, if you're new to the lifestyle, if you're looking for something plant-based that doesn't make you want to, throw up every time you drink it, then I think this is the one. I have no qualms in saying, trust me, this is fantastic. And if you've got any chance of liking a vegan shake, you're going to like this one, I think. Genuinely pleasant to drink, mixes up perfectly as well. Good nutritionals on it too, 120 calories a serving, the rest 20 grams of protein. It's just, yeah, it's a fantastic shake. I think it's the best one in Ghost range. I think it's probably the one that's going to get the most approval out of the gate. Obviously they have the peanut butter, they have the slightly quirky banana pancake batter, they have the pancake batter, which is maybe a better choice for sort of, an oaty base or for baking with or something like that. But for this chocolate one to drink on its own, it really is delicious. And I think some of you, if you want to hop between vegan and hop between dairy and dairy-free, this is the one for you. I really can't rave about it enough. I was so excited to get this one in. Didn't think we'd be able to get enough, but yeah, by hook or by crook, we've managed to get quite a few in. And trust me, try this. If you've been looking for a vegan shake, this might just win you over if you've been disappointed before. And if you are a, hardcore plant-based kind of person and you've been through a lot of protein shakes, again, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by this, truly. So yeah, Ghost, it's not sort of first and foremost in their mission, I think, when they started this whole thing, but they really have nailed vegan, especially with that protein shake. So I'm really genuinely excited about that. Even Millie liked it, incidentally. People who wonder what Millie thinks of it. She usually hates those things. Even Millie liked it. There you go. So we got the vegan protein in. Where are we on time? 29 minutes. 28 minutes. Vegan protein, that was the big hitter. You've seen that. That's been posted on Instagram already. Not quite on Instagram. It may be by the time you see this. Big hitter for this week that they've been making a huge fuss about, building up a huge amount of hype about for the last 2 or 3 weeks, not to mention teasing it for probably 6 months. Gamer. Ghost Gamer. So that is not the Gamer product. That's the Gamer product. So yeah, seen this. They were doing samples on site. There was a secret, but not really a secret link that I told you about in the last video. Anyway, loads of people have got a couple of free stick packs. Peach is the flavour they were pushing. That's the purple tub. In many ways, it's the linchpin of the launch. They've tried to make a big fuss of the peach because it's the only time it's the first peach flavour I think they've done, and it's just been in the game. I wouldn't be surprised if it makes its way elsewhere, but that was the one they ran with. 2 other flavours available at launch though. One in the UK, and in the US there were 2. So in the UK, technically speaking, it was the Warheads Sour Watermelon, the classic flavour coming over from Legend, which, incidentally, doing a full sales spiel, incidentally, is restocked. So we have the Ghost Legend back Warhead Sour Watermelon, always a best-selling flavour. It's been out of stock shamefully for quite a while. We've got the other Ghost Legend flavours coming in the next, I think, week or two. But yeah, we had no Legend in the building for about 10 days there, so that was terrible. Anyway, it's back in force, and we've got this classic OG flavour. Anyway, Warhead Sour Watermelon, of course, they brought over to Gamer, so it's very cool. It will really appeal to, I think, gamers who are not so familiar with Ghost when they see these authentic collabs with the candy companies. So that's obviously very, very cool. But they also have a Sour Patch Kids Red Berry. Now these flavours are usually, and they do a whole bunch of Sour Patch Kids type flavours, like Bubblicious we don't get either, a few of the others. The collabs that don't make it over to the EU, it's like Ghost has got the ability to sell them over here. It's a different licensing thing or whatever. But we've managed to get a hold of just a few of this amazing Sour Patch Kids Red Berry flavour. I don't want to tie myself up, but I'll bring it in. There you go. Ghost Gamer. So very, very cool. Some features you've got going on here. Some of them across the Ghost Gamer range. You see, you've got some nice iconography to show what you do with all this stuff. Those are all cute. There's loads of Easter eggs. You should always look at their labels, guys, because they actually put so much work into even the watermarks here. You don't necessarily see it, but there's like Gamer written with a Pac-Man for a G and Focus in different fonts and pixel art and everything. Really, and it's basically just a background. It's wallpaper, and they put that much work in. So yeah, Devil really is in the details. And they've used the sort of gaming rating system there to show the servings. So 40 servings a tub. Yeah, but you've got the sour and the sweet. You've got the very, very cute Sour Patch Kid. So, yes, we've not got that many at all. It'll be gone in no time, but we couldn't sadly get any peach or the Warhead Sour Watermelon. In fact, I think Ghost sold out the peach straight away in the EU. We didn't have a chance to get it, and it was the flavour they pushed most heavily and sampled, so to be fair, that makes sense. And the Warhead Sour Watermelon, I think it might be sold out by the time I actually look at this. It didn't sell out on that first day, but it probably has now. I don't know. Anyway, we did manage to get some of this. So it's got the cool glitch logo and everything. It's went on their Apparel of the Month. It went on the shaker, all sorts of cool stuff. So it's such a wonderfully subtle tweak, but that makes such a big difference. I mean, you almost do a double take thinking, uh-oh, someone's printed that wrong. But it's a really nice touch. It's a whole new category for Dan Ryan and the guys at Ghost. They're all gamers. If you follow their episodes, they're always playing. They're always doing like Tony Hawk's, or they're doing soccer, they're doing FIFA. I mean, there are loads of games they play on there. Obviously, at the moment, it's like Warzone, everyone's playing. So that's really what they've gone in with doing it. So it's it might seem a bit out of place for a supplement company, a lifestyle supplement company to do this, but I think gamer lifestyle is kind of a big part of everything they do over there. And to be honest, a lot of us are gamers these days, and especially with the lockdown, I think a lot of people have found a certain escape in doing that, or they've managed to make time to actually play, you know, games where they don't usually get to in their schedule. So it's a great time for it. It's like G Fuel, obviously we've done here in the mix for a while now. It wasn't until, you know, the lockdown really bit that we started selling masses of it, and suddenly all gone. We can't get it for love nor money. We actually do have a big delivery this coming week, but yeah, it flies out. So anyway, gamer product wise, what are we talking about here? What's in it? Well, it's better focus, better energy, better gaming is kind of the tag they've been doing there. It's good for elites, it's good for noobs. Yeah, loads of buzzwordy sort of the lingo around this, which sadly I'm a little bit too old and a little bit too out of it to really appreciate. But I can see the care that's gone into doing it. It's some people have said, oh, is this a pre-workout? Does this work like Burn? Does this do whatever else? So we're getting questions about this. It's really not. In fact, you could use it as a pre-workout in that it's a stimulant product, right? So it works in a similar sort of way, but it's just leaning very, very heavily on the nootropic angle, on the mental focus thing. So a lot of companies have done this. A lot of companies in sports nutrition have had a swipe at doing this because they see that some of the ingredients overlap, but they haven't been very successful. Whereas companies like, yeah, G Fuel, and you might have heard of Sneak and stuff, they've gone solely after the gamer market and consequently have done really, really well. So Ghost are coming at this from a slightly different perspective, and being gamers themselves, they've really lent on the gamer angle that maybe will have some application in the gym or work or elsewhere, but they really have gone with gamers. So much so in that one of the very cool novel ingredients they've got in here, these patented ingredients, is called New Level. Inositol enhanced bonded arginine silicate. Can't pretend I know what that is. It's a very new ingredient, but what's cool about it is it has been studied specifically on gamers, or for esports and stuff. So what does that mean? I think basically the studies looked at things like like finger speed, like tapping reaction time and stuff. So things that might have a measurable impact in your gaming experience, like your prowess when you're actually doing it. Whereas something like in the gym where they measure, you know, how much weight you can lift or your recovery time or something, they've actually looked at the reaction time doing it. So yeah, very, very cool. It's actually been sort of tested for the market. And yeah, other things like endurance and stuff as well. So natural caffeine, again, because it's not like a kind of 45-minute gym session or an hour gym session, natural caffeine, anecdotally, it's a smoother experience. So it takes a little bit longer to build up and hit, and there's not such a big crash. So if you're having a big long session, you're plugged in, it's 3 hours, you might be doing it, you don't just want a big surge and a crash. They've looked at the smoother experience. And then you've got coconut water, so it's a hydration thing, electrolyte stuff, estrogen, as they always love putting in for uptake, taurine, tyrosine, yeah, like cognizin, citicoline is great ingredients within a bunch of the nootropic products, including the PES Prolific that we like so much. Yeah, basically, it's a pre-workout without any kind of pump ingredients, without any beta-alanine, tingly type ingredients, but with a lot of focus stuff. So you could look at it like that, you wouldn't be disappointed, but it's more geared up for obviously gamers doing stuff and yeah, maybe working lectures, spreadsheets, whatever it is. It's fantastic for that. Indeed, I'm doing more of you know, the website coding and stuff at the moment. I'm trying to update some bits and pieces, add some new functionality that I'm way behind on, and I find this helps no end, so I grab the tub straight away. Obviously tastes amazing. It's better drunk long, this one, than perhaps Legend, which is shot, but it's that same red berry flavouring system you know and love. From the old Red Berry Legend we used to have, very similar to that from my point of view. And yeah, the whole Sour on the Street, Sour Patch Kids thing. Yeah, it's very cool we managed to get hold of some of this one, but it'll be gone in no time. So if you're after this one, it's not easy to get over here in the EU, then yeah, by all means jump on site and grab it while we have it. I have plugged this in some of the bundles as well if you want to get maybe aminos or protein with it. I think it should be in some of the kind of 10% off stacks. But anyway, yeah, Ghost Gamer is in the mix right now. And a lot of you people as gamers will get a kick from this straight away. Other folks might sort of wonder where they would apply this, but I think you'd be surprised how much use it could be just in terms of mood boosting for, you know, getting you through your day doing things. So yeah, it's a fantastic all-round product again, but just a whole kind of new category at the side for Ghost, and I hope they do really well at it. Certainly the marketing looked fantastic, and I can't wait to get the rest of the flavors in and then see what they're going to do with other flavors. Cool, so that's in. And then I guess final one, this is a bit of a restock. Where am I at now? Greens, Ghost Greens is back. So we got a couple of cases of this and it flew out, and I thought that in itself was amazing because we don't really sell greens products. We don't sell that sort of stuff in the mix. And even around the whole coronavirus thing, we have not lent, like many other companies and brands have, on immuno-boosting supplements. There's a glut of them in the market. Now everyone's doing it. Greens is about as far towards that as I think we can pull off credibly with integrity. And yeah, it's because, again, for a while I've been looking at greens just to bolster my rubbish diet. And yeah, the fact that Ghost, they've been working on this for a long, long time, much, you know, way, way before there was any issues of pandemics and the rest. And yeah, just kind of hit sort of at the right time. But anyway, we got Original first, and that is basically the natural flavour. It's not exactly unflavoured. There was a sort of light sweetness in there, obviously from the ingredients and the super fruits, kind of spectra stuff they've got in there, because there are some fruits and berries and stuff like that going on some of the reds. It actually offsets some of the green kind of kale experience. So it's a little bit like that, but I get a very kind of matcha green tea sort of vibe. And as I said on the video at great length, it's actually perfectly pleasant. So it, beyond being a, you know, a wonderful powerhouse of good stuff you can get into your diet day to day that can help with all sorts of stuff from energy levels and digestion, whatever else, to where was I going with that one? Yeah, but it actually tasted pretty good. That was what I was saying. So you do get used to it. It's quite a satisfying experience. Anyway, the Greens Lime is in now. This is the one we didn't manage to get our hands on at first, but this one is a kind of more traditional Ghost take on it in that they've gone sort of mad with lime flavouring. So it is sweet. It's almost candy sweet doing it. It's kind of like the Legend and the Amino and everything. So it's got their powerful flavouring system. Consequently, you almost don't know you're drinking greens, which is kind of magic. And for most people, if the idea of drinking a sort of kale, wheatgrass kind of even green tea-esque thing is off-putting, this is the one for you. You, as I say, yeah, you don't really know you're drinking greens, yet you get all that good benefit. So yeah, fantastic product. We got this one back in, and both flavours, we've got a decent amount of stock, so it's on there at the moment. Oh yeah, final one. Sorry, it keeps. I told you we got a load of Ghost stuff. I've been driving backwards and forwards to warehouses all this week. Spicy pineapple margarita. So this is Margs with Ghost and everything. They did a video on it. This was a sort of limited edition flavour. They did, probably 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago in the States. Yeah, we didn't really get a look in here at the mix. I tried to get some, but there wasn't enough at the time. A little bit more came in, so we managed to wrestle a few tubs in as well. We are still missing, you see, I think the Pina Colada burn. So this was a good fill-in gap type thing. So this one, it's spicy pineapple margarita. It's using sort of, let's say, the pineapple system from the pump product, which again, we're out of stock of that one, sadly, their pineapple pump, which I was a big fan of, but it's using not only a slightly more spiced attempt at the flavour, but the burn product, you'll know if you've had this, does have a sort of natural pepperiness in it. Yes, you could say a burn, but it's far from unpleasant, it's far from painful, but because of that, it actually goes really nicely with the pineapple flavour and delivers that sort of margarita vibe. So yeah, you can drink this long, you can drink it over ice, it'd be a great one to do, yeah, it actually helps. There's a lot of nootropic ingredients like gamer in it, to be fair, but it'll actually give you a nice metabolic boost as well. So it'll get you sweating. And yeah, on burn, in fact, we've got Burn Black, hopefully coming in a week or two. This is the natural caffeine versions, a slightly smoother hit there, but there's some extra ingredients in there as well to really, really make you sweat. So if you want to turn up the heat and you're trying to make up for lost time or maybe getting that summer physique, be a great product for that. So we'll talk about that one when it comes in. God, might be next week or the week after, but yeah, Ghost, loads of it in the mix. Jumping over on supplement front, we also have less new stuff to talk about just yet, but we have restock on PES finally. So yeah, we love our PES here, and it's just been harder and harder to get stock. Similar experience to Ghost, to be honest, and it's a problem when we don't do that many supplement brands here, when our best sellers aren't in, and obviously getting squeezed on margin because they're imports and all the other stuff at the moment. But sorry, my phone going there. But yeah, we got Cake Pop back. I'm just waving it around at you. Cake Pop, this is, it has overtaken Snickerdoodle, which is the kind of sweet vanilla cinnamon one they've done. It's been our bestseller for ages. It has overtaken it. It's a very custardy, sweet vanilla. It's, I mean, the PES's vanilla is a wonder in itself, and we do have gourmet vanilla back. But the Cake Pop is the one that really wows people. There are no sprinkles in it or anything like that, but it's a very full, rich, custardy vanilla flavour, and it's, yeah, it's great, flexible for anything. Obviously, the whole stuff mix is great, great nutritional. So all the wonderful select the best stuff that goes with this. But yeah, the Cake Pop flavour really seized everyone's imagination, and yeah, we have it back in the mix. We have not only masses of this, but we have the bigger 4-pound tubs as well. So the 55 serving tubs too. And I think we're out the 5 serves. But yeah, we got enough of these to keep us going for a while. So that's back in the mix. We've also got from PES, I haven't got them in my hands actually, 2 new alphamine flavours. We don't tend to make a huge song and dance about alphamine. Prolific and High Volume are much bigger sellers from the sort of PES pre-workout style range. So the stim-free, that's the high volume, the pump product, and the Prolific being the sort of focus pre-workout. Again, uses cognitin, citicoline and stuff. So shares some ingredients with this gamer stuff. Yeah, alphamine used to be a sort of metabolic boosting fat, but it was akin to sort of Ghost Burn actually for them. It's they actually ended up tweaking it. It's been revised a few times over the years, but it's actually a very, very good value. You get a lot of servings in there, quite smooth caffeine. So it's a great one for CV. It's a great one for, yeah, I mean, just sitting at your desk, just general uplifting energy, or for doing, you know, hikes and other activities and stuff. So a lot of people, for them, if they're looking for pre-workout but don't want any significantly scary hit or beta-alanine or creatine or anything like that in it, they find alphamine is a very pleasant tasting, very good value way to just give them that little kick they need. Yeah, so winner for like morning cardio and stuff as well. Anyway, we got 2 new flavours of that. Sorry, rambling. Sour green apple, which is brought over from we've got it in the other, we've got it in Prolific and we've got it in High Volume, and Tropical Twist. So it's basically just updating the flavours because they discontinued a few and now they've created new ones. So there you go, they're in the mix too. Obviously, yeah, waving these around, the greens and superfoods from PES. So slightly different take on it here. They've gone with the bag rather than the tub. These ones actually share some ingredients with Ghost, this sort of Spectra thing, and it's a similar dosage at 100 milligrams as well. So that's the clinical one. But the difference here is that they are freeze-dried. So I think, I don't know specifically the details here, so for me greens are sort of greens, but it's instead of air-dried, which I think is what everyone else does, they've gone for freeze-dried, which I think are they keep more of the goodness in, or they're more concentrated or something like that. So I have to say, we haven't had too much time with this product because we're waiting for the main stock of it. So this is why we haven't done the bigger launch. We only got a handful of these in. But since they're there, we have a few more on site still. If you're after these, jump in. They are naturally sweetened as well. So there's actually quite a pleasant taste to them. We've had a sip or two, and I think, yeah, again, like the Ghost experience, it's quite an unusual take on greens. So it's more like you're drinking greens, but perfectly drinkable. And unusually, they're pushing on mushroom extracts as well. So yeah, it's a very good product. We'll go into it in more detail when we actually have more stock in, but it's in the mix now as well. So I'm covering PES, restock on all the whey protein, all the select. We do have this one in as well. So there you go. That's a massive Ghost supplements from Gamer and the chocolate cereal milk through to the new bars at the moment. Big hitter, undoubtedly, and will be a big one. We'll make a big song and dance. Everyone will make a big song and dance over, certainly through June. I think it will continue to do really, really well. Is the strawberry ice cream grenade bar. It's a real win there. One of their nicest bars, hands down. We've got 2 new outright bars from Mark. A little bit delayed coming in, but I mean, again, we're sort of pushing for what imports we can. Coronavirus imports are still an absolute nightmare. There are not many planes in the air, and a lot of people had contracts that staggered price hikes on some of these imports. Unfortunately, they've now been elapsed, or emergency tariffs have been levied. So I hate to say it, but in some ways the price premiums on products are only just beginning. They're just filtering through now. So we've had to nudge a couple of things up, but by and large we will try and swallow it, because obviously things will come down the other side, but who knows how long that'll be. Anyway, they're in the mix now as well. Other restocks we've had. My muscle mug, we're doing our best to keep up with those. They have surged in popularity of late, so Emma's doing a great job keeping us going. We have got new brands this week. We've got Miro coming. These are sort of vegan chocolate company. They used to make ice creams we used to sell here in the shop, in fact. But yeah, we've got the chocolate, this sort of vegan M&Ms. So quite excited for those. They should be coming this week. We have got Protella's back, and I have to actually issue an apology, a retraction, because Ricardo picked me up. Yeah, hi, if you're watching this, mate. Ricardo picked me up in the last video for the second time, having said they're from Portugal, when in fact they're from Spain. So forgive me, I think I'd Googled these before. We don't buy direct from these guys, we buy from a UK distributor. We have spoken to them, but I think in speaking to them, I just caught I think I saw a Spanish language website, or I think I might have found their Portuguese portal or something like that. So I got Portugal in my head. Anyway, massive apologies for that. They are a company that are doing something right, as you say. So yeah, Spain it is. Anyway, we got more of them in at long last. So we sold out that last batch I told you about. We've just got more in. So we've got the Charlies and all the flavours of donuts, and we've got the Protella spreads. None of their other SKUs at the moment, but we've got all the big hitters back in stock, the popular bits. We have got, I'm looking around the shop actually, because this is the best way of seeing what we've just had in. Yeah, Nocco we're keeping up, as I say, 3D's coming this week. We have got G Fuel, as I mentioned, coming this week. Most flavours back in, including Berry, and we should have new Berry, the hydration one, the stim-free kind of antioxidant, electrolyte-y sort of version. That should be coming in as a new product next week. We've also been told we might get the bubblegum G Fuel, but yeah, I don't know exactly when on that one. That's probably going to be a few weeks away. There's many delays in bringing that in. New Fulfill bar, there's a chocolate deluxe. We have mentioned it a few times. It's taken an annoyingly long time to come to us, but we will have that one. Maybe not this week, but it'll be the week after. That's not too far away at all. There are some new bars coming from Oteen I know about. We'll hopefully have more information on that. There's a new Misfits bar coming. I can't tell you the flavour. They've started teasing it, but this will be the 5th in Tara's range of bars there. So they're doing very well indeed. We have got, I say Gym Buddy. That's not too far away. We'll have Tom and his donuts coming back in. I need to speak to him again. We're working on Kodiak cakes. We're doing our very best to get that in. It's harder than you'd think. Nuts and More, again, stock has been decimated, but it's on the way. It won't be a million miles away. Okay, that's it. Without planning these things, there's only so much of me kind of umming and ahhing you need to hear. We are doing our best to keep everything coming in, though, and looking at new things where we can. But yeah, it's still kind of pretty crazy day to day here. But we are making do. We're getting there. Looking forward to things starting to open again. I think more shops, they say June 15th or something. So that's when we might have to, certainly, if nothing else, step up our collect in store a little bit. But yeah, online surging. So I'm trying to add new functionality to that as well. As I say, a bit of a distraction it might be, but it looks like we might be able to make our big warehouse shift, which would bring about a whole load of cool other things with the mix. Not only is it a big kind of achievement for me 7 years down the line with this company to actually be moving to something like that to better service you guys, but yeah, it'll end up being, you know, an amazing year. You know, it'll have really, really bad lows and really, really good highs, I think, and that might be for many of us. It's been obviously a really ropey 2 or 3 months, but hopefully there will be this big bounce back everyone's hoping for, and we can kind of recover some of 2020. Anyway, yes, thank you for watching, guys. Thank you as always. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe and everything if you want to see me gesturing randomly, wildly at you all the time. And yeah, check out some of these new bits. As always, jump into the Just Arrived section and you'll find almost every other day there's new stuff in there of some way, shape or form. So yeah, we do our best to kind of keep you guys entertained with all these bits and pieces. Anyway, yeah, have a fantastic weekend, although I probably won't get this up until maybe Monday at this point. So anyway, I hope you have a fantastic weekend and have a great week ahead and the rest of it. And yes, bring on a more positive and more exciting June. Catch you next time. Thanks, guys.